One thing we've been asking loads of bands about recently, because it's the final Warped Tour coming up, as you guys well know, first memories, really. So we could take that either performing or, of course, did you guys go much when you were kids? Did you go to Warped Tour back in the day?
Yeah, so I went, the first Warped Tour I went to, I think was 2002. I was 15, and it was an incredible experience. What's really kind of crazy about it is that I had lung surgery about a week and a half before Warped Tour, so I was still kind of like recovering and kind of like hobbling around, you know. And for most of the bands that I watched, I kind of hung back and watched it. But New Found Glory played last, and that was one of the main bands that my friends and I had come to see. So I wanted to get up, you know, in the crowd.
Yeah,
so my friends kind of formed like a barrier around me so we could push forward into the crowd without me getting too roughed up, because I was still kind of in rough shape, you know. So that was really special.
Yeah, that's really sweet. Wow,
yeah.
Little kind of mini circle pit, but not a circle pit. Just pushing forward.
Just a little protective barrier of friends. But yeah, I mean, I was already, you know, I wanted to play music and had been playing music, but going to that first Warped Tour was like, I was even further, you know, into that world of like, this is what I have to do, you know. Sure. Yeah, and then, you know, if you went to it. Or...
No, I never went to it.
Wow.
Yeah, my first experience ever was when we sold CDs on it in 2006 at the Merriweather Post Pavilion, which is a pretty famous like amphitheater in Baltimore, outside of Baltimore. And yeah, I mean, that was the first time I'd ever like toured really. You know, I'd been, you know, outside of Florida for sure, but just kind of, I mean, you know, that was like we were doing all this on our own, selling these CDs, you know, having no money, you know, and we had invested so much into the band, you know, in terms of buying a van and trailer, pressing the EP and everything. So it's kind of like, all right, here we go, and just, you know, getting so dirty immediately, being out in the hot sun.
Everyone has said that. That's been like the first comment. Man, it is muddy out there.
Yeah, well, it was dry. It was. I remember the first day was super dry and dusty, and and just immediately having to be like, hey, check out this band with a, you know, Walkman and crappy headphones, and trying to get a feel for like approaching complete and total strangers and getting turned down like one after the other, you know.
But that, I guess that is kind of the spirit of Warped Tour in a way. Like it is that thing. It's about bands going in there and just trying stuff and starting up in that way. Who else did you guys see then when you were when those first times? You saw New Found Glory. Who do you remember checking out?
Well, I think at that time I was really, I mean, still one of my favorite bands of all time is Every Time I Die, and I'm pretty positive they were all in 2006. And I remember watching them from outside, like how, you know, from outside the fence, you know, you can see, kind of watch a little bit, and I mean, it was just amazing. It was pretty awesome to see that.
Such a great experience, man.